Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'd like to make this very pretty card. I don't know if you can see all the embossing. I have 3 different embossing folders that I've cut down, and then the inside is done, and then the envelope. So it just brings it all together. So I'm not going to make the whole thing on video, but I did want to show you, and I will have all the measurements and supplies, everything you need on my blog. So let me put this stuff aside, and I'll put my little card up here so I can see it and let you know everything you'll need and everything I used. Okay, well, I'll leave it down here. Okay, you can use gold foil and cut these out. And what I did was I used these were envelope liners. They were either in a kit or a paper pumpkin. I'm not quite sure which, but you can use gold foil cardstock for your holly leaves, and they were from this, where am I? The detailed poinsettia thinlit dies. So we're using that set today. The stamp set is Peaceful Poinsettia, and the dies are the detailed poinsettia thinlits. And I used cut the foil out from these, and I used this for the red. Let me get it here. For the red poinsettias. And then, of course, after you cut your cherry cobbler cardstock out with this, then you go around and cut the edge with that one. I used these, but then I decided not to use them on the card. Then I also stamped the holly on here, and I cut those out with the die cut. So that is another thing. We're not going to do that either. I'm sure you know how to use your big shots, and it's quite simple really. So but if you do need me to show you, I will do it in another video if you request it. So the sentiments I used were from this set too, and this one is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And then I cut that out with the largest oval stitched shape. So I took the ovals and I took the largest oval, that one. So you have your circles and you have your squares, and I used the oval. So that's what I cut that out with, and we're not going to do that on camera either. I'm actually literally going to just put a card together. I just wanted to show you what I did with the embossing folders. I just chose 3. So for example, I chose the swirly swirls and curls, and then I chose this one, which is your tile or tin tile, and then I used this one as well, the corrugated dynamic textured one. I used like 6 different ones, but these are 3 for these. And then on the back for the cherry cobbler oval, I used the layering oval framelits, and for this one I used the largest plain oval. So that's that. We're not going to cut that out on camera either. I have it cut out already because it takes too long, but I will have all the measurements, like I said, on my blog, and everything you need, all the supplies. What I did was I took my blends, my stamping blends. I used the cherry cobbler and the old olive to color, and then I cut them out, like I said, with the die cut. So I have those already done too. I used, well, I told you the Peaceful Poinsettia set. I used Memento Black so I could color the holly and inside too. I used Memento Black and then I colored that. And then I used Cherry Cobbler ink. I used 24 inches of Cherry Cobbler baker's twine. To adhere the poinsettias, I used a two-way glue. You'll probably need some regular tape and Tombow and a bone folder. Right, so let's get started and we'll stick this card together and let you see how it is. Right, so I have a regular, this is a thick Whisper White cardstock, and it measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4, and then you just burnish it with your bone folder. So that is that. Then a piece of Cherry Cobbler, which measures 4 1/8 by 5 1/4, right there. And then I have 3 pieces of embossed white, Whisper White cardstock, and these measure 1 1/4 by 4. So they are going to go on here like this. Then, like I said, I took the largest oval, cut that out with the largest oval in Cherry Cobbler, and then the largest stitched shape, and 2 of these. Now it doesn't matter if you don't get them exact, like this is a little thin, but that's going to go under our oval anyway. So you need 2 of these, or you could literally cut it in half and just use the half, but I'm using 2. And then you need 2 of these, and you can use gold foil if you like. I used some leftover from a kit or a paper pumpkin. I don't remember which it came from. And then you will need 2 holly leaves. And of course your 24 inches of twine. So let me do that while I'm here. Just take a ruler and do about 24 inches. It's 12. And that's about 24. A pair of snips. Yeah, these don't cut ribbon. Oh. Or thread. Right, so that is that. I have my two-way glue, and what I do on that is, you can see my messy silicone mat. I take and I put my poinsettias on that. But let's start with this first. Alright, we're going to glue this on with Tombow. Go. And just center as best you can on here. I got that stuck to me. Oh well, messed that up. Let's see, oh. Alright, I can't do it now. I've messed it up. I should have put these on there. What I'm going to do is start again. Let me get a piece of Whisper White. This is regular cardstock, but just so as you can see. Alright, now I need a piece of Cherry Cobbler. Hold on just 1 second, sorry. should always be prepared for this, and I guess I wasn't, right? So I'm going to cut this down in half right now. Yeah. Sorry. You will see this unedited because, of course, yes, I don't know how to edit. All right, this is just between the 4 and the 4 1/4. So it's like 4 1/8. Right? And then I will take about 1/8 of an inch off of this too. So there we go. Should be about a little over 5 1/4. All right, so that'll work. We're not going to put it on the white card yet. Okay, now we're going to glue these on. That's what I meant to do. So just, oops, stick some glue here. Stick this one to the edge. It doesn't matter which order you put them in. Just pick 3 different pieces that measure 1 inch by 4. Oh, I'm sorry, by 5. 1 inch by 5. Yeah, it's close enough. My fingers are all glued now. Right. And the last one. That's good. Okay. Now turn this over and put you a little bit of snail there. And take your 24 inches of twine. Let's stick it down in here. Oops. And then we're going to come over on an angle, cross it in the middle, and then put it in the center, like that. And then we'll just stick that piece down there. Good. Okay, now we can put this on our card. So let's get some Tombow. You can use whatever adhesive that you prefer. I like using Tombow. I live in Florida, and the humidity does not seem to like snail. So, and Tombow gives you a little wiggle room. All right. What I'm going to do is cut that off. Let's see, I did it too long. Yeah, that'll do. Right. I'm not using any dimensionals because there's layers, too many layers to put dimensionals. So now what we want to do is we really want to take our little silicone mat. We'll take our poinsettias and our two-way glue, and we'll just dab randomly where we want it to go. And then we'll put it up in this corner here, close up to this corner. Doesn't have to be in the center, just as long as you got it up in this corner. Now do the same thing with this one. Just, oh, wrong glue, wrong glue. Go away. You could use the the adhesive when you're cutting it out, if you wanted to do that. But this works for me. Put it down in this corner, towards the center. There. Now I can set that aside, put the glue away, because it doesn't matter now what you use. So I'm going to use Tombow. Now just take your two little hollies, and I'm going to just put a tad on here. put some dots randomly there. And I'm going to set this so it goes over this area of my. As long as this part is glued down in the middle, don't worry about that. And then same with here. Oh, I got that there. I'll put a little bit on here. And I'm going to put this one over to this side. There. Okay, now what we can do is we can cover that up like this with the oval. Spread that out. This is a new thing of trombone. It's coming out fast. Right, so kind of center that there. Hold it down for a second. Oh, I just didn't need it because we're going to, I've already done that ahead, but I will do the inside and the inside with that, so I'll put that way in a little bit. Now we will glue our oval on. Put them there right now. I think this is a very elegant Christmas card. And if you cut all the pieces out together, you can make a bunch all at once. It might take a while to make one, but if you're making like 6 or more of the same card, you can just cut out a bunch at once and use half of these. You don't have to use the whole things. Now the little thing, I just put little glue on there, and I put this one to this side. Hold it for a sec. And then my second one, I put down to this side. And there's the outside of our card. You could stick some gems on there if you want, but I think it's got plenty on just like that. So let's do the inside. I can put that away right now. Using cherry cobbler, we're going to put "May this season be filled with peace" on the inside. So let's see, May should be that way. Let me double check. Just because this is a... Yep, I had it right way up. Okay. And we'll put that right there. Go. And then the holly little decorative border we're going to do in Memento Black, because we're going to color it with the alcohol markers, which are, you know, the Stampin' Blends. So put that at the bottom. Let me clean off my stamps real quick. And there's that one. And this one. There we go. And that one, I'll put them in the box in a second. Okay, now for the reason I used the thick Whisper White, the thick, is it doesn't go through the back. So you really need the thick Whisper White if you're going to do this. Just take your markers and I don't want the big side. I don't know if you know this already, your stamping blends, you have even your regular markers, your right markers. You have the small pen side, and then you have the painting side, the thick tip. So I'm just going to use the smaller one, so I have a little bit more control over what I'm coloring. And you just color in your little holly leaves. You could use crayons, you know, the pencils, I mean, and blend them with the blender pens. And but for quickness, I just did these. And so it just gives it that extra little touch on the inside. So you have your outside, your inside, and then take your embossing folder and run it through, just with this piece in it. Run it through, and you'll get a decorated envelope as well. So that is our card for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I messed up in the beginning and glued my cherry cobbler onto my thick Whisper White. Do as I do, not as I do as I say, not as I do. That's the saying, isn't it? So if you need any of these products, you can click on the links to buy them from the store. I will have everything, all the measurements and supplies that you need on my blog. So please visit, please like, please share, please subscribe to my channel, and y'all have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.